Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Right now at 5, a new exhibit highlights the story behind Route 66, a little known detail about its construction. Plus,
heated debate between House Democrats and Republicans erupts in a mixture of cheers and expletives. Details coming up.
And how new proposed taxes on medical marijuana could help Oklahoma County fund its new jail. But first here at 5, Oklahoma is one of 29 states now being sued by the DOJ for denying to send detailed voter registration data. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amanda Taylor.
And I'm Jennifer Pierce in for Karl. The DOJ has requested voter registration lists from the state, and that included names, dates of birth, and other personal information. The state election board says the request was denied because he wasn't legally authorized to share that data.
The DOJ says it wanted the records to check Oklahoma's compliance with federal law. Governor Stitt released a statement just about an hour ago saying in part, quote, Oklahoma is a model for secure elections. Medical marijuana could soon help fund the new Oklahoma County Jail.
We're talking an in-focus look at how a proposed tax could fix the county's problem. That includes breaking down the bills making their way through the state capitol and how much they could add to customers' bills.
Plus, where Oklahoma County commissioners are in their plans to put a sales tax on the ballot. Let's start, though, with a look at some similar bills. The bill in the House right now would allow counties to add up to a 15% tax on medical marijuana products. The tax revenue must go towards supporting first responders and also improving dilapidated properties. The Senate bill allows for a maximum 10% tax. It also says that funds can be set aside for public safety and for infrastructure.
And this would be added on top of the taxes already on medical marijuana. That includes a 7% excise tax as well as a 4.5% state sales tax and a local sales tax. Now that means right now it's taxed at 11.5%. Adding another 15% to a $20 product would raise the price by $3. Meanwhile, these bills could help solve Oklahoma County's problem funding the jail.
Yeah, they need the money for it. Right now, they need an additional $500 million to build a new jail, and they hope the tax could maybe fill that gap. News 9's Dan Stein joins us live with the details.
That's right, Amanda. Jennifer, a permanent countywide sales tax was supposed to be the solution, but it never made it to the ballot. Now county leaders are looking to the state capitol for their next move.
Phase 1 of the new Oklahoma County Jail is underway at 1901 East Grand Boulevard in southeast Oklahoma City, but that's as far as it can go for now.
We could use the money last year. It's already crunch time this year with construction decisions.
Voters approved a $260 million bond in 2022, but soaring costs have pushed the price tag to $800 million, leaving a $500 million funding gap. County leaders like Commissioner Brian Mon say turning to a tax revenue is a viable option, one they tried to secure last year with medical marijuana taxes.
We found a little obscure law that said that a county could not do a special use tax in a county that did not already have a sales tax.
Oklahoma County is the only county in the state that doesn't have a sales tax and is solely dependent on property taxes.
It's really something that most of the rest of the state has already come to grips with, but Oklahoma County has just not gotten there yet.
Now the county is watching 2 new bills this session that could allow them to tax medical marijuana sales up to 15% to help close the funding gap.
We're just trying to do the best one we can and going forward.
Now, if the bill passes, the tax on medical marijuana must be approved by voters. County commissioners say they also plan to revisit a countywide permanent sales tax after a proposal by Commissioner Jason Lowe failed last month.
It just was too large of an amount. It didn't have a plan in place as to who was going to run the campaign, who would back it and finance it. Also, it wasn't the right timing because we don't know if we're going to get these legislative reforms that we're seeking this year.
If commissioners decide on a permanent sales tax, that measure could appear on the special election ballot this fall. Amanda?
Okay, Deanne, we'll see. Phase 1 of the jail includes the intake area, also the kitchen area. Meanwhile, crews are working on the new Oklahoma County Behavioral Health Facility that will be right next door to the new jail site. It's funded with ARPA dollars already in place and scheduled to be completed later on this year. Now, those bills, along with other bills to restrict the medical marijuana industry, were filed before Governor Stitt called on lawmakers to take steps to shut down the industry.
In the state of the state, the governor called medical marijuana a major threat to public safety and is plagued by foreign criminals.
Knowing what we know now, it's time to let Oklahomans bring safety and sanity back to their neighborhoods. Send the marijuana issue back to a vote of the people, and let's shut it down.
But leadership at the Capitol hasn't shown support for the governor's proposal. Instead, they say putting more restrictions in place would help cut down on illegal activity around medical marijuana. They also argue if it did go to a vote of the people, you could end up with the same result.
Right now, 2 Oklahoma County residents are suing the tax commission and the state treasurer, claiming the 7% tax is unconstitutional.
All right, Oklahoma, we are live at the Bob Mills Weather Center today. Not much wind out there. It's beautiful. A light north breeze. Many controlled burns today. All those red dots on the map, yeah, those are all the fires we've had today. They've all been pretty small, but those have been intentionally set, so that's a good thing. All right, so here's the deal. Get ready. Going to get even warmer, and then some cold moves in as March moves in. 2 storms ahead, rain, and severe weather. Your forecast coming up.
Plus, human remains were found on OU's campus last week. We have an update, and it is not what you might think.
A second plea deal has been reached for one of the caretakers charged in the disappearance and death of 4-year-old Athena Brownfield. New court records show Alicia Adams is expected to plead guilty to child neglect later this year. She and Ivan Adams were both charged in Brownfield's death in 2023. Well, prosecutors had reached another deal with Alicia Adams on a first-degree murder charge in 2024, but she changed her mind back then. She is now expected to enter this plea on May 20th. The University of Oklahoma confirms remains found at a construction site on campus were cadavers used for educational purposes in the early 1900s. Campus officials say the Oklahoma Archaeological Survey worked with campus experts to make that ruling. The remains were found by crews working near the former School of Biology last Friday.
The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says a trooper suffered minor injuries after being hit by a car. OHP says the trooper was sitting in a construction zone on the Kilpatrick Turnpike near Wilshire last night. The car's emergency lights were on when they were hit. The driver also had minor injuries.
All right, Oklahoma, man, we are looking good. Look at all of our cameras here, and wow, what a beautiful day it's been. All those shots part of our Lucky Star Skycam network. Those cameras are going to be covered up with clouds, rain, thunderstorms, maybe some severe weather. When does all that arrive? Your 9-day forecast coming up.
We're definitely going to want to hear that, David. Also ahead, lawmakers are clashing over immigration bills, why supporters say they protect our tax dollars, and why critics warn families could lose out after the break.
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9.
Tensions were high at the state capitol as lawmakers debated 2 immigration bills on the House floor.
The legislation would require anybody applying for SNAP or Medicaid to show proof of U.S. citizenship. Our Capitol reporter Haley Hedrick has reaction.
The House Speaker says this was a request from the White House, saying benefits need to be going to American citizens. When it comes to SNAP in the state, Oklahoma's error rate is currently at 11%. If that number doesn't come down to 6% or less by October of 2027, Oklahoma could be on the hook for up to $270 million annually. While the Speaker says this legislation isn't the solution to the state's error rate, he says it could help put the state back on track.
I don't think this is to target anyone. This is to protect American taxpayer dollars and make sure that welfare is going to American citizens.
House Democrats, on the other hand, argued if this isn't the solution, why is it necessary?
I stand before to debate against this bill because I cannot support a bill that will push families, that will push kids that are American-born citizens from being deterred from receiving benefits that they are entitled to.
The legislation is now heading across the rotunda to the state Senate, where the pro tem is the Senate author. At the Capitol for Oklahoma Zone, I'm Haley Hetrick.
Now, both House and Senate Democrats accuse Republicans of searching for a problem they say doesn't exist, saying illegal immigrants are already prohibited from receiving benefits here in the U.S. And state lawmakers pass a resolution to honor Oklahoma music legend Toby Keith. The country music singer had more than a dozen #1 hits and sold 40 million albums.
Now lawmakers say the new turnpike connector between I-44 and I-35 near Moore and Norman will be called the Toby Keith Expressway. Construction is expected to start next year. So it's official now.
It is official, passed today.
Pretty cool.
And you have to sing his songs as you're going down that stretch.
That's right. Well, you think
It's
about
required.
it too.
Yeah. I mean, they
How do you like 'em
already
now?
have the water tower
tower,
with his
right.
name, and so it
Yeah.
just kind of fits.
It does seem very fitting there.
So many great hits.
I know.
I'm singing them right now.
All right, in your head, yeah.
Well, we'll listen to you during the commercial break. How about
No,
that?
you won't. You say that, but you yell, yeah, la, 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 la. Today, just, amazing.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
No wind.
Windows down type of day.
Yeah, and we'll do it again tomorrow, and then we'll ramp it up. One more really, really warm day, and then it comes back to March arrives.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're really watching the timing of this one.
Yeah, and I like what I'm seeing down the road. We still have those, again, 2 major storm systems coming our way. We'll have some smaller systems in between, but it's mainly 2 systems. There's the latest on the drought. This just keeps getting worse week after week after week as we're dry again, week after week after week. So there you go. 91% of our state now under a drought, right? That's not good. Remember, this is kind of how we started out last year, and then we got into April, and we basically eradicated our drought within about 6 weeks. But that can happen. We hope that happens, right? We don't want too much water all at one time, but man, we need it. But there's your drought situation here. 91%, again, under drought in Oklahoma. The allergy index today, not good. It's up there. It's very high, almost off the charts. It's a little bit of elm, a little bit of cedar. It's all the above, and not good. And what will help that? Well, we're now into the, again, allergy season. We're in it, but what will help us out, at least temporarily, will be some rain, and that's what's showing up, and storms, and maybe some severe weather. 72 degrees in Oklahoma City with a light north wind now at about 10 miles per hour. That shot with no clouds in it, part of our Lucky Star SkyCam network here. We have a little patch of cloud cover just to the north and northeast of Oklahoma City moving through, but outside of that, we're good. 69 in Enid, 77 in Purcell. So as you move south, like it normally is, it's warmer, and as you move north, it's a little bit cooler. We've already hit our maximum highs today. That was about an hour and a half ago. So temperatures are starting to drop slowly, slightly, and it's still giving us a north breeze, right, at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not much wind out there, all right? The country, overall, is pretty quiet, right? We have a storm in the southeast, kicking up some rain, some storms there. Okay, that'll move offshore here tonight. And then after that, it's pretty quiet, but man, that is going to change because of this. We have 2 large storms, rain and storms ahead, some severe weather. The jet stream snaking up and down through Oklahoma right now to the west and northwest. This will give us right here, see this big plume of jet stream winds? That comes into Oklahoma as we get into gradually this weekend and through all of next week. That's your storm number 1. We will have a chance for showers and thunderstorms Saturday night into Sunday morning. Nothing crazy, no tornadoes out of that first little deal over the weekend. Might have some small hail, but that'll be a bigger storm. Storm 1 will be, and then storm 2 will arrive the end of next week, just again about a day and a half, 2 days behind storm number 1. So it's an active, progressive weather pattern. Here's Wednesday's system. Now some of the data says we're warm, we're unstable. We have rain, we have storms, we have severe weather. Other data that I'm leaning towards says we're too cool for any crazy severe. We get, again, rain, we get thunderstorms, we get a little bit of hail, a little bit of wind, okay? All data agree either way that we're much warmer for storm number 2 for the end of next week, next Friday to be exact, with a higher severe weather threat, which again could include obviously large hail damaging winds and even a tornado threat. Still, again, it's over a week away. But we've been talking about this all week long, that there is going to be a threat for severe weather coming up next week. and nobody else has been talking about it, but we are. And then that one might come in here the week after that. So the setup next week for the first storm is in question about how much moisture and instability is left. Does a cold front move in and we end up with a north wind and we're cool and we're wet, okay? Or are we, again, wet with unstable air in place with storm number 1 midweek? The second storm, still that strong jet stream coming out of the southwest, low-level moisture coming in from the Gulf, and the low pressure comes out of the northwest, talking about Kansas or in our panhandles here. And that could be something to watch for next Friday into Friday night. So a week from tomorrow. Rain amounts out of all of this look good. 1 to 2 inches, I think, is a pretty good bet. The way it's looking, some areas picking up more. And as you get farther into eastern Oklahoma, rain amounts are going to be heavier. But we're going to certainly try to put a nice dent in the drought, okay, which is what we need to do. We need to green up. It's already greening up some. We need to help it, but eradicate your fire danger, at least takes it down as we start to green up. Plus, we just need the moisture. Flat out need it. All right, lows tonight, 30s and 40s. Chilly, cool. Highs tomorrow, beautiful. There's your Friday, 70s. Take off work, call in sick, don't go in. Mid to upper 70s. And then look at Saturday. 80s for highs, a little cooler in the northwest, but still beautiful behind the first cool front. And then Saturday night through Sunday mid-afternoon, a chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms, northern central into eastern Oklahoma, a little better chance there. And a few of these might produce some small hail, lightning, thunder, and a few downpours. And then Sunday, I'm going with the cold solution. I might be wrong, but that's okay. 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Okay, coming up Sunday afternoon as temperatures fall Sunday afternoon behind that cold front. If the cold front doesn't make it in here, we're going to see highs in the 60s and 70s on Sunday. I'm going with the colder solution for now. There's that chance for some scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder coming up Sunday morning to early afternoon. Monday, high of 49. Tuesday, 52. Wednesday, 53. With rain and storms on Wednesday, I think it looks good. And then as we get into Friday, here comes that next big second wave. Here we go. JP, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. Still ahead, a new exhibit is revealing how one Oklahoma legend helped put the Mother Road on the map. We're getting a sneak peek after the break. Well, over its 100-year history, one Oklahoma man has helped put Route 66 on the map, so much so that it's been renamed after him.
And now a new exhibit at the Will Rogers Memorial Museum is showing us how. News 9's Jaden Brannon gives us a sneak peek.
Thousands of people travel it every day. The historic Mother Road that stretches from Chicago to LA. But what they might not know is this road is named after one of the most loved men in America.
It is called Will Rogers Highway, Route 66.
This exhibit at the Will Rogers Memorial Museum in Claremore takes people through the history of Route 66.
I think the thing that surprised me the most was that Route 66 was built by hand. The original people that started building it, they're using shovels and pickaxes.
As museum collections manager, Danny Hendrickson does research on all the exhibits.
Digging through the National Archives, digging through the Library of Congress, contacting museums all over the country, trying to find photographs that would work for this exhibit.
She says this one covers it all, head to toe.
So we follow the entire story of it when it became Will Rogers Highway, and then when it was rededicated in 1952, and as Will Rogers Highway again. We've got a little bit of pop culture about Route 66 with Bonnie and Clyde and some other gangsters.
But this is just a sneak peek, as the exhibit has yet to open.
Friday night, the 27th at 6 o'clock.
Danny hopes that everyone who walks inside not only learns about Will Rogers, but takes home a little piece of him as well.
We all need Will Rogers. We need him today. We need another Will Rogers today. And this is one way we can learn. And this is also a one-of-a-kind exhibit because the rest of the places are doing Route 66, but we've got the Will Rogers Highway.
In Claremore, Jaden Brannon, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Okay, this may be a little embarrassing. I've been in Oklahoma since I was a kid, and I did not know it was the Will Rogers Route 66.
We are learning so much about the history of Route 66. Yeah, we'll be sharing more stories.
Well, yeah, we've got a lot of stories.
Sure. Let us tell you what's coming up next on the CBS Evening News. This is what they're working on today, the latest developments in the search for Nancy Guthrie, why investigators believe multiple people may be behind the abduction.
And here's a look at what we're working on for News 9 at 6. A Metro doctor shares his concerns about energy drinks with kratom. What is being addicted to what it can do to us.
We're going to have that, plus the State Wildlife Department removed almost 100 goldfish. Look how huge those things are from the Bricktown Canal. Their message to pet fish owners, and then we'll have David's forecast in about 30 minutes.
Wow, those are some large
Those
goldfish.
are some monster goldfish.
Big. Look for that update at 6 o'clock.
Beats flushing them.
Well, I don't know.
I wonder if that's what happened.